Okay, I'm trying to figure out this sticky key method, so I don't know if it was live just now or not. Try to start over. Sunday, I'm playing hooky from work today. It's 67 degrees outside. Absolutely beautiful day. I've been out poking around. Got 9 eggs today. I think I found another one in the creek, possibly a duck egg. I'm gonna leave it in the creek. I'm not waiting in the creek. It's just now thawing out. But I wanted to go ahead and do another MK Davis video. I also made a playlist for these videos with MK Davis for those that's interested. And trying to sort through some of this information and see what we can come up with. Oh, Frank, Senior, smile. Yeah, they are cool links, and I've been going through the links. I went through them a little bit last night. I got up in the middle of the night and started going through them. There's some interesting stuff in there. I probably will make a video on it. Let's listen to this one.
Hey, it's me. Talk a little bit about the Patterson film again. I've been to the Patterson site so many times. It's down through the years. I want to show you this clip from back in 2008, and it's the bare spot that wouldn't grow anything. This bare spot, I tested it for acidity. It's an acid forest, so it should have been acidic, but it wasn't. It was slightly alkaline. But even more importantly, it tested high in carbonates. And if you kicked that bare spot when it was dry, powder would come out. You could put your fist on the ground and shove down, and it would go up to your elbow, and just powder would fly out. But all around that pit area, all around it was torn up trees. And that's why I say this is a special spot. I don't think there's anything in it because I think they reburied them. I think they took them out, and that's just me. Based upon what the old bear hunter told me. He told me where they are, where they buried them. But you know, a miss is as good as a mile. If you dug down and it was only 2 feet over, you know, you wouldn't find them. It's a long time ago. But let me show you this little clip. See all the torn up trees? I'm going to start it here, though.
Now this is the pit area, what we think is the pit area. Nothing's growing in it in relationship to the cable, which is laying over there.
You see the size of some of those little saplings, they've just been snapped off. And it's 360 degrees around that bare spot. Nowhere else but there. We found these broken trees in August. They were all very fresh, but this is in October. You see they've kind of faded in the breaks.
It's in position to be a candidate for that spot. But what's even more interesting here is something that we found around here. We found that.
That's the end of it, because I had it clipped for another part. We found steel cables in the creek bed where they had drugged the logs and stuff with. Why that's so significant is because the sandbar where Patty walked was a logger's landing, and there were roads that went down to it, and you could pull an 18-wheeler down there and load it up and get it out. I had photos of that. Let me see if I still do. Okay. Let me see if I can find it here. There's one of them. There you go. That's one of those roads. See the truck of that day, four-wheel drive Chevy truck.
Like to have that truck.
It's people talk about refinding the film site. It never has been lost. But people have been going to that film site for many, many years, continuously. And I'm sure they're scratching their heads at the fact that somebody has rediscovered it. When they say relocate, they're not kidding. They actually relocated upstream. They say, well, you can't tell it was the site now because, well, there's a good reason for that. They did a drone footage, had an interesting picture from the air, but if you had shot every bend in the creek, they would have all looked similar. Very similar. So now you can go to your choice of film sites. And you can walk the walk that Patty walked wherever you want to walk it at. I know where I'm headed. Let's see, I used to have some more. Oh, well. Nicholas man in area of searching for a giant. The work of a Nicholas County man serving at a radar center in Red Bluff, California, takes him into the area where a large-scale organized search for Bigfoot, a mysterious and legendary giant, is in progress. The search is centered along Upper Bluff Creek in an uninhabited, rugged region of the Upper Sacramento Valley in Del Norte County. Mr. and Mrs. Kyle Van Hoy, son-in-law and daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Carl Johnson of Gilboa, reside in Red Bluff. The hunt is headed by John LePay and George Gatto. Isn't Gato Spanish for cat? Both of Eureka, and including 10 other men, all heavily armed. They have pack mules and have set up a base camp and outlined trail camps. They were joined, get this, by Charles Bergens, a helicopter pilot, with Robert Titmus of Redding, taxidermist and amateur anthropologist. LePay, who operates a restaurant, said he had hunted big game in Africa, South America, and Mexico. He reported that the party had found more than 400 huge human-like footprints separated by 50-inch strides. In one instance, he said they went up an almost perpendicular 130-foot cliff. LePay reported that also the party had found places where the brush was trampled by a huge animal which walked upright, had heard a huge creature moving in the darkness, smelled a nauseating barnyard odor, and had found droppings which definitely were not those of a bear or of any other unidentifiable animal. Bigfoot, a legend among the Yurok Indians for many years, got back into the news over a year ago when footprints were found by a member of the crew building access roads into the area. They were reported to be made by a creature moving about only at night and was fascinated by bulldozers and other heavy equipment. The giant is thought to be much like the abominable snowman in the Himalayas. Some old history, in the local papers there about Bluff Creek and Bigfoot at Bluff Creek. Call him a giant. It didn't call him Gigantopithecus. Didn't call him, any of the things that people think they might be now. One thing you could agree, that they were big. So that's a good name for them. Giants. Bob Titmus was there amongst them. Yeah, Bob Titmus. They say he's not in the tracking dog video, but he is. Became a citizen of Canada and a citizen of Harrison Hot Springs, where John Green lives. Well, I'm going to get into that tonight. But Bluff Creek's always interesting. I had let's see. I think that must have found that over here, Don's Fall. Let me see here. That's not it. That's not it either. Well, maybe it is. Nope. I know what to type in. Let's just see here. Well, Brian on the Bridge short clip. Here we go. I want you to pay attention to who's on the bridge first.
Seen Don lately? Bluff Creek. Exactly 2.1 miles up this way from the bridge here. It's Patterson, Gimlin. Film site.
Okay. I guess my point is that when I start out, and of course I'm not that way now, I've got heart problems, but when I started out in those days, I'm a plotter, but I usually end up making it there ahead of everyone else. And my son's a marathon runner, so I knew I had really accomplished something to get out ahead of him. And of course, we didn't see Don for about an hour. It's beautiful country.
Seen Don lately? Bluff Creek.
We'll go through that little spiel again. Alrighty. Now back to I put a lot of stuff under the heading of Don's Fall. Probably shouldn't have. Makes it kind of hard.
It's not rock hard though, but it's hot.
We've accesses down to the creek, and these roads have been here for quite a while. It's beautiful country, and it's really live a pretty dip. I'll give you a little last minute view. You can see just how rugged and steep it is here. The trees way up above my head. All colors just returning. Just beginning to, leaves just beginning to turn. With that, I'll bid you adieu.
This is the lair. It's the back of the lair. I didn't start filming until I walked up to the back of it. This is that little water supply, the little waterfall that's trickling through there. You see, the mountainside is 45 degrees, but this is flat. It's like a little palace in there.
Job on too?
Yeah.
Well, the job on you have already connected to this, or you tear it apart, it was already.
Oh no, Eric. It's way down the mountain.
This scatterbite, who knows what. But this leg bone now,
There's your scapula. Here's the leg bone.
this is important in this picture, see, he's looking boom. That.
The marrow's been sucked out.
And this is the other half of that
Okay,
jawbone.
good. And that helps, because I thought this was
Gonna
going to
do bears suck marrow?
Well, they do, but there's bears that chew the whole bones up on that.
They'll just crunch them and
They
suck
grind the
what
whole
they
living
can.
crap out of them. The question I had then was answered this part. He took it off, laid it side by side. But
Yeah, but I didn't.
no, we didn't take it off. These
Never
are
saw those. That was
they use
totally
this for
different.
different things like this, scrape it off. It could be used for scrapers, and that's why I thought maybe it's something done that. The same shoulder blades, the blades and the
They had foot problems. We had stopped there for them to check their feet. And when I came out down at the bottom, I walked down the creek on the opposite side and then came out into the creek and just was going to film them coming up the creek whenever they got there. And that's when I got the croucher. But like this.
Yeah.
Check that out.
There he goes. That's when he started to hide. I took some stills, and he was. I could see his knees sticking out of the brush, and then he was gone after that. And I walked right by him, right beside him. My camera would just switch back and forth between video, and it had a SD card for stills. Hey. But they had firefighters in there, you know, probably a couple of thousand firefighters in there only a month before then. It could be something they left. It wrapped something up. See, it's wrapping something. It's big, whatever it is. Back. You know, it was just a lot of sign. So it's an interesting thing, an interesting place, and every time I've gone back, I've wanted to make it back into that lair, but have not made it there yet. All right, well, that's about.
Anyway, that had a little bit to do about the Bluff Creek Massacre. Someone was talking about the links a while ago, and last night I went through and dug through this one again, which is down in the description. There's some interesting stuff in here. Radio transcripts. Here's a thing on where old Bob was caught up in a story. Someone had posted something about the Minnesota Iceman in our chat moderator group. I can't find it in the links, so if she can find the links and post them, that'd be awesome. But anyway, yeah, that's an amazing video that he got with the croucher. And that's just, you know, going back to people say William K doesn't even get out and research and da da da. He's been to Bluff Creek like 8 times or whatever. You know, he's all the time. He's out doing stuff right now, bless his heart. On, was it Honey Island, whatever. But yep, I'm getting ready to go back out myself, and I want to check around the rocks some more and drop down in a holler that I haven't been to in a while. There's definitely a kill box down there, and I want to check it out. Again, I've got some videos. I'm getting ready to start uploading those from yesterday, where I went out and was looking around the rocks and found some interesting stuff. And if anybody watched the live one from yesterday, there was a log across the road and something had thrown something, and a couple vocalizations. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. So they're back on the property, so I don't know what, you know, it might be an interesting night. Alright, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna get out and enjoy this weather. God bless.